Hi there, welcome back to episode 145 of the Art of Business English. Andrew Ambrosius here, and this is the Art of Business English podcast where we help people like you get the language skills that you need to be successful in any English speaking environment. Now, today I'm going to be sharing with you some super useful expressions for your meetings. Now, I'm pretty excited about this episode because what you're going to see is that there are a load of expressions we can use with the word point. Okay, so this is surprisingly a very versatile word, and it can be applied to many different scenarios or points in a meeting. Okay, so I just use point then. It's a really useful expression. So today I'm going to share with you 10 expressions with point that you can use in your next business meeting. So let's dive in and check it out. Okay, so the first one on my list is stick to the point. Okay, so stick to the point. And this basically means talk about the matter in hand. So, be hyper-focused, stay on this point. Do not go off point and focus, okay? So stick to the point means to talk about the matter at hand. And let me give you an example of that. You've got, I really wish you would stick to the point. This is not relevant to this agenda item. So in a meeting, sometimes people have a tendency to talk about other things that are not relevant. And in this situation, you could say, excuse me, could you please stick to the point? Okay. All right, let's dive in. Look at the next one, which is to wander off the point. Now, to wander is to really just walk around aimlessly without really any purpose or direction. So to wander off the point means then that you become vague and you really lose the main argument or the direction of the discussion. So this can also be detrimental to the productivity or the effectiveness of a meeting. You don't want people who are wandering off the point because then you lose your focus. So let me give you an example. My boss is the creative type, so she often wanders off the point and it can be hard to follow her. So, creative people can be like, whoa, with all these great ideas, but they may not have the focus of someone who's much more methodical and procedure-based. So in this situation, they may wander off the point. So that's an example of how we could use wander off the point. All right, let's look at the next one then, and that is to miss the point. Now, this one is also very common. People often miss the point, and that's because they don't listen properly, which is a very common problem in society nowadays. Doesn't matter if you're an adult or if you're a child, many people don't listen. So if you don't listen properly, you will often miss the point. And this basically means to fail to understand or appreciate something, okay? So you've missed the point. Now, an example, John completely missed the point of yesterday's meeting. Why doesn't he ever get what's going on around him? So if someone doesn't get what's going on around them, it means they fail to understand the things that are happening around them. Okay, remember the expression to get it means to understand it, okay? All right, let's look at the next one. To make a point or to make one's point. Very important in meetings, you need to make a point. What's your point? Make the point. To make one's point, so if we use to make one's point, then we would say make my point, make your point, make his point. Okay, so we're going to use the possessive adjective here. Sorry, the possessive pronoun here. All right, let's look at the meaning then. So to state or explain clearly one's argument or idea. Okay, so if you want to make a point, you state your idea or your argument clearly in the meeting. An example of that would be, okay, I think you have made your point clear to everyone. Now, can we move on? Okay, so sometimes in a meeting, people get quite frustrated and they want to make a point, and it's important that they make that point clearly. And then once that point has been made, then we can move on to the next point. Okay, so that's a great expression as well with point. Another one is to be beside the point. Now this one, to be beside the point, means that it's not relevant to the matter being discussed. And this is also a problem we have in meetings. People often bring in issues or they try and take the discussion somewhere that's not relevant to what we're talking about, and that therefore is beside the point. Okay, so let me give you an example. Yes, I can see that you are upset by what happened. However, this is beside the point. We need to do something to fix the situation. So the complaining or the being upset is beside the point. It's not really helping the situation. It's not really relevant to what we want to do. We want to fix the situation. So this side discussion is beside the point. We need to focus over here on how we're going to fix the situation. Okay, so let's look at the next one. All right, the next one's great as well and very useful. It is to get to the point. Sometimes people don't get to the point, and it can be very frustrating. So it means to come to the most important thing that one wants to say. So it's really, being precise and clear in communication is essential, and getting to the point is often very essential. So let me give you an example. Look, we don't have much time. Can you please get to the point so we can move on to the next agenda item? Okay, so sometimes people are talking, la la la, you're like, okay, where was this person going? And if you're leading a meeting or you're the chair of the meeting, maybe sometimes you need to say to someone, please get to the point so that we can, move on and stop wasting time, or ensure that the meeting stays on the agenda, or stays on time, and that the meeting will finish on time. So that's really important as well. Okay, another one is to make a point of doing something. Okay, this is when we make sure that something is done because you feel that it's important. So I need to make the point of doing this. Okay, so making a point means that you write it in your agenda, or you make it an essential item on your to-do list. Okay, so an example would be Brian made a point of buying everyone in the office a small Christmas gift. So in this scenario, Brian thinks that everyone in the office, or giving everyone in the office a little Christmas gift is important. So he made the point of doing this. So he went to the effort. He put in the effort to get everyone a small present, which is a nice thing to do. Okay, let's go. To take someone's point, I like this one as well. In meetings, we often use this a lot, and it means to understand and appreciate someone's argument or attitude. So really important, especially if you want to show empathy towards people and the things that they're saying in a meeting. You can say, I take your point on that. So let me give you an example. I take your point on the need to improve our productivity. Has anyone got any suggestions on how we could do this? Okay, so you've taken that person's point, you've accepted it, you have welcomed it, and that you're showing empathy towards them and understanding, and people respond positively to that. Okay, my final one on the list today is what's the point? Okay, what's the point, or what is the point? Now, this means little use or purpose. So it's like an expression we use when we're really frustrated or we don't really see the point. Okay, that's another expression, to see the point, which I mentioned earlier. Okay, so what's the point in making an extra effort if our customers don't value it? So what's the point in making an extra effort if our customers don't value it? Meaning you don't see the purpose or the point in making this extra effort because you feel that customers don't value this. So what's the point? Okay, so you can use it like this, and we use this intonation, like, what's the point? Okay, so a rising intonation, because often we use it out of frustration. Okay, so those are my 10 expressions with point. As you can see, super useful, super versatile, just this one word, point. And it's really important that we, learn how to use them effectively in meetings. And there's one more which I'm going to tell you, because I was coaching one of my students, and she kept on saying actions. We have many actions to do, and she's a Spanish speaker, so often what happens is that people use words in English which aren't really applied correctly, and you can't really say we have many actions to do. We would say action points. So just by putting point with action, you're actually making your English sound better. So it's not an actions, so I've got many actions to do. You say, I've got lots of action points to act on, or action points to cover. Okay, so there's one little extra tip for you. So there you go. You can see how wonderful and versatile the word points is in meetings. I hope you found this episode very useful. Remember, I have got an amazing course on how to plan, run, organize meetings right from the planning stage right through to opening meetings, participating in meetings, chairing meetings, leading meetings, how to give your opinions in meetings, how to state facts and figures, how you can clarify your ideas, summarize your ideas, how you're able to bring a meeting to a close and ensure that you're actually meeting the objectives and the goals of that meeting. It's an amazing course. Check it out. It's called Confidence in Business Meetings. And I'm sure that if you enrolled in it, you would find it extremely valuable, especially if you are participating in meetings in English on a weekly basis. So if you're interested, check it out on the website here below the post or over at the Art of Business English website if you are coming in from social media or YouTube. It's an amazing course, and I'll put an offer for you on this blog post. So if you want to sign up or enroll, check out episode 145 of the Art of Business English over at my blog. Okay, people, well, that's it from me. I will see you all next week for another exciting free episode and useful material here at the Art of Business English. Take care. Bye for now.